Hello, my name is Alexandra Dimitrova and this is Amy.
Hello.
And she's going to present us this wonderful Vietnamese dish which is called pho.
Alright, so pho is actually a very typical traditional Vietnamese dish which has gone around the world. Like, it is really global, and the word pho actually is in the Oxford Dictionary. So basically, it is really global, but actually at the same time it's really traditional, and it can, the real one can only be found in Vietnam.
You're going to make the real one, right?
Yeah, I have the necessary ingredients, but the thing is, like, it's so sad that I'm not home right now, so I'm trying my best to gather all of the good ingredients that I think are enough for us.
Okay, we can't wait to see what you're doing here.
Yes. So basically, I have ingredients which are dried pho noodles. In Vietnam, or to have a very good dish, we need it to be fresh. But the thing is, like, it's really hard to find fresh pho in Bulgaria, so I brought from home the dry noodles. Anyways, and these are the chickens. I chose the parts of the legs of the chicken, and then I slice them into smaller parts, and then I'm gonna boil them later, and you're gonna see how. But the thing is, like, the Vietnamese people, they actually boil the chicken first and then they slice them, but it's actually really hard to find a whole chicken here, so I'm just gonna do it to make it easier. And these are the green onions, and these are ginger. Okay. So here we're gonna move closer to what I have been doing, and this is actually, the water is actually the star of the dish, because you can see that right here. You can see from here, there are actually the bones of the chicken.
Oh.
We put bones of the chicken inside, so and then we boil them together to make the water very sweet and full of calcium and protein coming from the bones, not from the meat. So that's why it's really healthy. And then I put some ginger in it, just to make it more, just to add more flavor to the water. And it's gonna be a little bit spicy, but it's gonna smell really good, and I think I'm gonna add more of this. So, and then the normal pho, the water is actually the star, and it takes, to boil them perfectly and then get the exact flavor that you want. You need like probably 5 or 6 hours just to get this, wait for the water to be ready. Anyway, so that's why I have prepared them, and we'll see how it goes.
Nice. Okay, and what is the story of the pho?
So the story of pho is actually coming from the north of Vietnam, probably in 20th century. And then because during the Vietnam War, after the Vietnam War, a lot of Vietnamese people, they went to the States, and then because they want to have the flavor of home, and then they actually opened Vietnamese restaurants with pho, and then the Western people, they love them so much, and then it started getting more and more famous, and then it goes to Europe, and it goes everywhere right now.
Oh,
so that's why like in I think it's in 2007, Oxford Dictionary put pho into their official vocabulary. So right now I'm gonna boil the chicken using the water.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I'm using very small amount of fire, so I'm gonna switch it to the maximum, and then let's boil the chicken.
Okay. I'm interested in because I see that there are already 7 or 8 bones there.
Yeah.
What did you do with the rest of the meat?
Oh, so basically when we have the meat, we just put all of the meat part out, and then we put the bones inside the water. So that's how we did it. I did it. Yeah.
Okay. When did you learn to cook that dish? When did you manage to?
Probably when I was 15. My mom taught me how to do it, and then that's it. But it takes a lot of time, so that's why I don't cook pho that much. We often go to a restaurant or something, or a food stall, just to try it. and it's really hard to cook it perfectly. And so and it's so hard, just to. I mean, it's easy if you think about it, but then it's hard to make a very quality dish. So yeah.
What is another country that you've been to and you tried pho?
Oh, actually, I was in Budapest for 5 months doing my Erasmus there, and I went to Vietnamese restaurants and opened by Vietnamese people. So, and then they are actually really good, but they don't have the taste of home because apart from the star as the water, we have homemade chicken, and then Vietnam is actually very famous for the homemade chicken. But then in Europe or in the States, and we hardly have homemade chicken, and we actually have convenient chicken that we can buy from supermarkets or stores. So that's why it's really different, and the taste is will be different also. So yeah, that's the whole point. Okay. So the chicken is ready. I'm gonna take them out. Here.
Looks yummy.
Thank you. And the next part is to have a little bit just to warm up the pho. And how to warm it up, I'm gonna show it right now. Here I'm just gonna put it in a big spoon. Here you can see, and then just put it right here in boiling water for probably 1 or 2 minutes. Depends on how dry it is. Even with fresh pho, we have to do that too, just to make it flavorable.
Okay. What is the cost of such thing when you go to a restaurant in Europe, let's say?
For example, when you go to the States, it costs me €6 or €5 on average for a decent restaurant. In the States, because they're more, like the pho is ready right here. I'm gonna take them out. Here, 1, 2, 3. It's different. Yep, and second one here. So and for example, but in not so fancy or just the small restaurants, it's gonna cost like $3 or $4 or something. But if you're in a very fancy restaurants, you can, for example, I have a Vietnamese friend who lives in London, and she went to this Vietnamese restaurant, and then pho costs her like £25, which is almost 1 million Vietnamese dong, and it's actually very crazy, I swear. And it depends on the places too. For example, the cost of living in London is super expensive, right? So that's why it makes sense. But still, and to be honest, we have no idea if the pho in fancy restaurants is actually good or it's just a brand. We'll have to figure it out ourselves. It depends on it. Yeah.
So the best one, I guess, it's at home in Vietnam.
Even in Vietnam, you have to find really good pho place to eat, and there are some very bad places too, and it really depends on your taste and depends on the chef. So, but of course, to be a Vietnamese person, you have to know how to cook this, and not necessarily you have to be really good, a very good chef or something, but it's typical for Vietnamese people to know how to cook it. And
what is the trickiest part?
Trickiest part, I'd say, is the flavor, which I'm gonna switch here. This is called the fish sauce. It's really common in Asia, especially in Southeast Asia. It's made from fish, and it works from fish and salt all together. So you have the flavor of the sea all together. And it smells really interesting. I have this from Coughlin, but it's actually really good. It was imported from Thailand, I think. We'll see how it goes. Okay. And we have to put it. We have to put the right amount of fish sauce, not to make it too salty, but not to make it too unflavored. So we'll see. Ready to eat? right now we're just gonna put to the first step. I'm gonna put pho inside the bowl. Here.
It looks lovely. Can't wait to try it.
Oh yeah, totally. I hope that I'm good enough.
I'm sure you are. Did you already show it to a lot of UBG students? Like, have they tried it yet?
No, it's really hard to, it takes time. And it's actually, you can't put it in the fridge or something, you have to eat it instantly. So it's really hard to, have them try it. And now, we're gonna have, right here, you can see it. And then we're gonna put some chicken up on.
What is the ratio? Like, having meat and the pho?
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
But yeah, in restaurants, but just don't put like more meat than pho, because pho is like the main thing. And pho is actually made from is a kind of rice noodles, but we have a lot of rice noodles, so this one is actually named pho. Here I'm gonna put the water inside. Do you use chopsticks?
No.
Okay.
But I can try.
You can try.
We can do some sort of a workshop how to.
Oh.
Do you like put this dish in like soup? Do you like put this dish in like soup category normally, or
Yeah,
how
we
do
can
you-
put it in soup category, but it's actually different because it has pho. You see? So, and then we put more some green onions just to make it more colorful and more flavored. And that's it. We have a basic pho, guys.
Wow, so nice.
All right. So, how to eat this? First of all, we're gonna use the chopsticks to put pho on the spoon, right there, and then we're gonna put a slice of chicken up on it. If you want, you can put a little bit of water onto the spoon and put all of them together in your mouth.
Is it good?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
it is really good. So that's how I did it. And then you just finish it. Most people, they put out the water because it's actually really hard to finish the water. But personally, I think the water is like the star of the dish. So I always finish pho with the water.
Okay. And do you normally eat with your left hand, or specifically this dish is?
If you're left-handed, you're gonna use the chopsticks with your left hand.
Okay.
Imagine in the Western world we have the fork and the knife,
yeah.
right? So if you're right-handed, you're gonna use the knife with your right hand, right? But if in the Eastern world, if you're right-handed, you're gonna use the chopsticks on your right hand, and then use the spoon on your left hand, and it's gonna be the other way around for left-handed people. So,
Okay.
yes, and that's it, guys.
Guys, I've tried it and it was amazing. So thank you, Amy, for this lovely dish tonight, and that you showed us how to really cook it.
Yeah.
And you gave us some insights about it and some story, and I just loved you explaining everything. So thank you so much.
No problem, guys, and I hope that the dish will get to Bulgaria and Eastern Europe more and more. Thank you very much.